Hey everybody, hello. Jessica Coulter here, CEO and founder of Ace Cookie Tutoring. We are finishing up our myth video series this week, all about reading. Today we're talking about what exactly is reading. Does that mean books? Does that mean magazines? Does that mean newspapers? What does it mean? So if you're just now joining us, haven't caught those other videos, they are available on my YouTube channel and on my Facebook business page. So I encourage you to watch the replays after this. Before we really get going though, I want to hear from you all. Mom, your kids, especially your teens, like to read. What is it that they read? Is it books? Is it newspapers, magazines, blogs? So many different options. I want to hear what they enjoy reading because I want to talk to you about whether that constitutes as reading if it's not books they like to read. So we're talking about this because, unfortunately, a lot of moms, a lot of grandparents, a lot of guardians, lots of educators, pretty much everybody, a lot of adults who work with teens, have told me their kids don't love to read, that they're reluctant and that they're resistant. And as a tutor, as a study coach, that breaks my heart. So I have some strategies I want to share with you in this video. I have even more I want to share with you in my Facebook group. So definitely check out that group, answer a couple questions, and join by clicking the link in the description. Now that you've told me what your teens are liking in the comments, I want you to know that no matter what your teens are reading, it constitutes reading. Okay, so that's why it's a myth. I know some people are like, hey, they have to read books. Well, if your teen does not want to read a book, but is willing to read a magazine article, that is awesome. If he doesn't want to read a book, that's a chapter book with lots and lots of words and no pictures, and instead wants to read a graphic novel, that's okay too. It is still reading. And I gotta tell you, even if your kid's like me, watches way too much TV, way too many movies, well, turning the captions on, that counts as reading too. So that is the most important message I want to share with you today in this video. And I want to make sure you understand throughout this whole series is that reading is so important. Reading is reading no matter what you're reading. And I'm talking, it could be something like the side of the soap container, like all the ingredients and the directions. It can be a textbook. It can be the manual when you're putting something together, or using a machine. All of that is reading. The tricky part to get your teens to enjoy reading is to figure out what it is they like to read. Not only the subject they want to read about, but also the way that material is presented. Do they want to read technical writing? Do they want to read graphic novels? Is it blogs? It really depends on the format because that's where we have to start. If your kids are resistant to reading, we have to get them interested by meeting them where they currently are. So I have a couple more things to say about this. Before I do, though, I want to tell you this is live on Facebook and live on YouTube. So if you're not a follower, not a subscriber of the Ace Cookie Tutoring business page or YouTube channel, you're missing out. So be sure to hit that bell, turn the notifications on, hit the red button to subscribe, hit the blue button on Facebook to follow, because I will be live every week with 5 myths about things parents and educators and students tell me they have questions about, and I hear them not thinking the way really is beneficial, most helpful. Unfortunately, there are these myths, there are these misbeliefs that I want to address to make sure you and your teens are getting the help you need and learning as much as possible and actually liking learning, because that's something else I want to make sure we all understand, as reading is learning. We talked about in a previous video that you can read for learning purposes, you can read for educational purposes, you can read for fun, for entertainment. So definitely you're always going to learn something no matter what you read. So that, I think, is why some people are so resistant to students, to kids, to teens not reading books, because they don't think they get as much out of it. Yes, the information in a newspaper is presented differently than it is in a blog. Yes, information in a textbook presented much differently than an online article, but still, no, they can contain the same information. It's just presented differently. Might be worded differently, might have more pictures, might be shorter, might be longer, might have different text features, bold and highlights and things like that. It just depends on what your child, what your teen enjoys reading. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Do know books are not the only way to read. There's so many different options out there. So if your teen does not like to read right now, decide, and with maybe some kind of practice and trial and error, is it the topic that's the problem, or is it the format? And I would love to share some tips, some tricks with you in my Facebook group called Teaching Teens to Love Learning. So remember, if you're not a member already, all you got to do to join us to get some effective reading strategies is click the link in the description and answer a couple of questions. So thanks so much for watching. I hope to see you in the group soon so I can help your teen love to learn and love to read. Have an awesome day. See you soon.